Welcome back to home. I'm not that fond of horror games, to be honest. I really like horror games, but I'm not very good with them. I'm very scared. I'm a scaredy cat, but I enjoy being scared, but I don't do it too much because I'm too scared. So, this game is kind of getting to me. I'll see if I can keep it up. Hopefully I can. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I'd seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled... Oh. Had scribbled? Yeah, had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. Sorry, my reading is really getting, worse now. It mentioned a river, and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. I almost wished I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering that dark forest. So I can go through the bushes, or these bushes. Okay, I guess let's do these ones first. Trampling to the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yes. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I'm not sure what dilapidated means. I wondered if I could find my way around. Oh man, it's like a maze in here. Oh, I think something just moved. There was a fire pit there, and it was still a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Was someone else out in those woods? Why did they abandon their campsite? Was someone else... Oh. Two folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Whoever was here left this place in a hurry. But why? The cheap dome tent slept two people? Okay, can you even say that? I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. I felt like if I kept rooting through the campsite, someone would walk in on me. So let's go here first now. Lots of graffiti with no, 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 don't look, don't look. Let's look. The grimy sink had a small patch in that looked almost clean. There wasn't much in the way of clean water there, but the sink did work. A musty wooden plank propped up the stall door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother taking it? I probably would have, so I'm gonna say no for now, because we don't really see... Yeah, we don't have any reason to carry a wooden plank. Right now, at least. Maybe we'll find something where we need to have one. And then we can come back here. So, let's go through here. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I didn't know who was camping back there, but I couldn't bear to stick around to look for them. I just wanted to get out of there. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. So I'm gonna go back to explore more, because this is the exit of the area. So let's check this path now. There were some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? I don't remember this, so yes. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after worn page of names and lists. None of it made any sense. The newest page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Rachel? Her name was last on the list, and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. So I think there was still one more. This one. Yeah. A dry old picnic table sat lonely amongst the trees. It had carvings and marks from years of previous campers. As I tried to read some of the names and the marks, I idly thumbed the knife I found. If I wanted to, I could have carved something on that table. Did I? Yes. With a few crude strokes, I etched a simple design into the wood. R plus H. I felt like a teenager, defacing the table. So he's aged something, I wonder what. Henry? Harry? The path ended in a cold-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. Did I cross it? No. In that darkness, it didn't seem wise to try. Oh. I didn't read that. Hold on. No, don't do that. Stop it. No! Damn it! Every time! Ah, I'm sorry. No? Okay, don't press anything. Maybe there was another option. Thank you. Yeah, let's go and find that plank. Also, I didn't check how long I've been recording. So I'm gonna have to wing it a bit. Maybe I played for about 5 minutes, I think. There was a damp-smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Did I take it? Yes. I managed to carry the plank under my arm so it didn't get in the way. Yeah, it really didn't get in the way. It's like completely gone. That's a very convenient skill to have. Oh, was there something there? I thought I saw something, like something orange at the foot of these rocks. Maybe not. Through here. And then through here. And then through here. I'm not terrible with the directions and mazes and stuff, at least. The plank I found was long enough to form a crude bridge, but I wasn't sure if it would hold. Did I use it? Yes. That is a weird sound. Two bodies, two young women, were half dug into a hasty, shallow grave between the trees. The younger-looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. They deserved better than that. Did I clean up the gravesite? Yes. I tried to cover them up a bit more, and I closed the younger woman's eyes. I fashioned a crude marker, but I wasn't sure why, but I felt I had to do something. The girls weren't carrying ID, so I couldn't determine their names. I only hoped that whoever had done this had done it quickly. I wondered now if they had had a phone or something at their campsite. Maybe I could call for help. The girls weren't carrying ID, so I couldn't determine yeah, okay. So let's try finally to go back to the campsite and see if we can grab anything from the tent. I read some of the other names and notes on the table surface. R.Y. Tron, K.U.M.R.R.R. Uncle Fool, Henry, Daniel, David D. Jenny. Seemed like the table had seen a lot of use over the years. Okay, now to find my way back to the campsite. I think it was this way and then left. No. Is it just... oh, it's just here. Okay. The inside of that tent was suffocating. Okay, so there's nothing here. Olivia? Daphne? By the looks of it, the fire hadn't been extinguished. It had just died out over time. Wait, so should I go back again to the thing and like etch their names or something? Maybe I should have looked at that before I buried them. But let's just see. Yeah, I keep seeing something orange at the rocks, but I always click too fast to see it. Oh, what did he say? No. Okay, so I can't etch their names or anything. Maybe if I had done that before I buried them, but what can you do? So I guess we're just moving on now. If I can remember the way, it was... right here. And then through here. Yeah, okay. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? I had to press on. The thought of that claustrophobic forest was too much. I'm prepared for something. No. I thought something was gonna pop up. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. I think machinist, but I'm not sure. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. So if I go back... Oh! Jesus. That's scary. I wonder if he's gonna comment on that. So I can go through here or through here. Let's go inside here first. Oh jeez. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around. Looked like someone had been looking for something. Old work clothes had been picked through, and a few photos and notes had been ripped off the door and spread around. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. It didn't look like the power was on yet. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger, closed for repairs." Let's go upstairs. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. No, don't do that. The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive, despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. Let's go right first, because I don't think there's anything to the right, since we just came up here. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Odd, it seemed like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. They weren't as dusty as the rest of it. Okay, let's not go upstairs. Let's clear this floor first. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. The power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Yes. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. That woman's photo. I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what happened. The power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. The panel seemed to be working again. It was shut tight. There was a rusty-looking card slot on the side. The door had been hastily boarded up. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented, like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I all had lunch together. Rachel seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yes. A utility shelf, crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yes. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Being useful and productive, there in this plant, that was all I ever wanted. When the factory closed, everything got worse. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Yes. I slipped the keycard into my pocket. From the musty smell, I assumed no one had used this locker for a long time. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yes. The power panel still wasn't working. Did I try again? Yes. The power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Yes. Okay, that's kind of odd. Another panel that I hoped blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna read that every time. Even though I should. There we go. And now it's working. No, stop it. But before we go through that door, let's try it and see if we can use the hammer to, like, get the boards off the door to the right. And then maybe use the keycard. I struck with the hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. After I'd removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. This was my locker, there in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. The floor was littered with old liquor bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. It reeked of the sour stench of leftover liquor. And I can't take the hammer again. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the knife, is what I'm thinking. I'm not sure. The keycard I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the keycard? Yes. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? No. If I was too chicken to jump down that broken ladder before, why do it now? There had to be another way. I'll see if... Oh, shit. The door had somehow locked itself again. There was no keycard slot on this side. Well... Shit. Guess we're going down. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? Yes. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. The bottom of the ventilation hatch hung open. It was pretty high up. I wasn't sure if anyone could have got back up there. Looked like I had to press on. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily, and it was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Yes. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to, just don't, drinking, need, Norman. Who was Norman writing to? So I think I missed something in the door with the power thing, but I don't think I can do anything about that now. That room at the top of the plant, the one with all the bottles? It was really getting to me. Maybe I was just distracted. Who went up there and used that room? As I exited the factory, I didn't recognize where I was going. My head ached terribly, and my leg was a mess. So, I missed quite a lot there, so that's one reason why you should try this game for yourself. I didn't go through the broken fence grating thing, and I didn't go through the door with the power, so I have no idea what was there, and that might influence the story if you get that. Oh, and I should probably end the episode here. Yep. So, see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.